it's Max, the fast-talking flipper here. Welcome back to the channel. Appreciate you tuning in again. It's 37 degrees. I can't wait for our shed to get here. We've sold 10 items. No, I take it back. 11 items. One more just sold. 11 items. And you won't believe this. $7,000 in one weekend. 11 items for $7,000. Give me just a minute. I'm going to pull some orders. I'll get back to you and tell you how we did it. Okay, so here it goes. This is a little bit misleading, but we did sell 11 items for $7,024. There you can see it right there. 11 items for $7,024. And that's unbelievable, right? Everybody wants to do that. One item I did pay $5,000 for. I've talked about it in some of the other videos. We bought out a videography studio, and I don't know anything about video equipment. I just knew that sometimes tripods can be insanely expensive. And in this videography studio advertisement, I saw two professional-looking tripods, and I looked them up, and one appeared to retail at about $6,000 used, and the other one looked like about $1,500. In negotiating with the gentleman, I got him down to, he originally wanted $15,000 for this entire lot, and I said, there's no way. There's no possible way. I went and looked at it. He was already down to $10,000 by the time I went and looked at it. We got on site, and he was down to $8,000 by the time I got there. So I knew he was a motivated seller. I looked at it, I went home, I thought about it, and I told him $5,000 was my number. He tried to meet me in the middle at $7,500, and I gave it another day, and I waited, and I said, I really didn't want to do it. That was going to be a lot of work. There was a whole bunch of stuff. It ended up filling up a one-car garage here at the house that I didn't want to give away to inventory. I told him $5,000 was my maximum offer. He took the offer, and I was like, damn it, now I've got to go get the stuff. So I went and bought it, gave him $5,000, and immediately we started listing, obviously. And these were such professional tripods, I didn't even know how to use them to verify that they worked. So I took them to a professional camera department, and they verified them for me and said, yes, these do work. So I was able to list them after that. In the meantime, we had sold about $2,500, $3,000 worth of product out of there. A bunch of smalls. There was about 200 items in the lot total. It was a lot of older stuff that really wasn't worth a lot of money. So it was nice to be able to get the two tripods listed. I listed one at $59.99 plus shipping, and the other one at $1,500 plus shipping. So we knew once the big one sold for $59.99, we would be well into the profit. I didn't know this about eBay. Well, let me stop there. I'll get into this later because I'm rambling now. I want to go and look at the orders and show you what we have. The 10 orders that I did pull. I didn't pull the tripod, and the reason being is that the tripod is large, and I don't want it clogging up the space. So I didn't pull the tripod. What I did pull was the other 10 orders, and here they are laid out on the table. As you can see, we'll start and jump right in. We sold a Coca-Cola mini clock jukebox that we got for, I don't know, I have maybe $1 into that. Got $1 into it, goes $9.99 plus shipping. That one was in a lot of a whole bunch of Coca-Cola and M&M type stuff. A vintage Tupperware. I know Kevin would be happy with this one. We got this thrown in on a deal. Really, they were like a quarter on it, and I was like, well, would you just toss it in so we don't have to figure out a quarter? They said, sure. It sold in minutes. We underpriced it. It's just in really good shape, and it's old. It sold in minutes for $10.99 plus shipping. In here is this came from the same deal. I guessed on this. This is an original smart clapper. It had the box, but the box didn't have the insert, so we took it out, and we sold it. Probably sold this too cheap, too. $6.99 plus shipping. I paid $2 for it, so it wasn't really that great of a deal. Pokemon Mystery Dungeon Blue Rescue Team. Nintendo DS game. Anytime you see a DS game that says Pokemon on it, you're pretty well set up to win. We paid $5 for that. We gave $50 for 10 Nintendo DS games. Paid $5 for that one. Sold it for $14.99 plus shipping. Amiibo Animal Crossing Rover. Got $9.99 plus shipping out of that. I'm not really sure where that one came from. I think it came from the it came from our reseller lot, that $1,300 that I've talked about it before, the $1,350 reseller lot. This one's a funny doll, and the only reason I bought it was because I had never seen one before. I am not political in any way, shape, or form. And I just thought this was hilarious to see because
Goldman Sachs didn't expect anything in return. They just liked my speeches.
it's stupid. It's absolutely dumb. And I can't believe somebody went through the effort of making these things. But it's called the Lion Hillary Clinton doll, the Lion Hillary Clinton doll. Sorry. Talking doll. It has 18 sayings. This one works. Everything was good to go with it. I gave $3.99 with this and a horse and a stuffed at a thrift store. And we listed the horse as well. It sold for $22.99 plus shipping. This one, PlayStation 3 500 gig slim. 2 games included. We had it listed at $129.99. The gentleman messaged us. He asked if we'd take 100. We went back and forth talking to the guy. Super cool guy. Super nice. He saw that we had tested it with Minecraft, and he asked us, hey, if you'll throw in the Minecraft game, I'll give you $119.99 plus shipping. And we said, sure. The Minecraft, PS3 Minecraft really isn't worth a whole ton. We've got a stack of them inside. So we said, sure. And we sold this for $119.99 plus shipping. Another one of our dollar game lots things that we picked up Until Dawn for the PS4, $9.99 plus shipping. I'm going to skip over for now the tripod because I want to talk about that a little bit more in a minute. We sold the Aquasphere Cayenne swim goggles with a case. Got these for free from our reseller friend up in Lebanon, Indiana, 2 hours away. Drove up and picked those up. Sold them for $14.99 plus shipping. And man, it's the gift that keeps on giving. Johann Haviland Blue Garland. And sold another lot. I've got maybe $1 into this lot. I can't even. There's more than 37 lots that we listed out of this thing. Maybe 50 cents into these. This is one of the very few patterns of China that I would say to buy. And it's not that attractive, honestly. But this stuff really, it just sells. We sell probably one a week. It's a slow seller, but man, it made its money back. I've got the Bengals on the mind. It made its money back and then some. $19.99 plus shipping. So to get back to that tripod, the tripod sold for $59.99 plus shipping, and it's going out to California. It's a large item. I will show it to you. Angie will go ahead and probably flash it up on the screen of what it looked like sold on the sold listing. There it is. It's roughly 52 by 12 by 14. I've got 236 by 12 by 12, or excuse me, 236 by 16 by 16 boxes. Then I'm going to Frankenbox together. I'll put those together and I'll probably send that one UPS. That's a little different. But so that's going to ship out. I'll get it packed up today, but it won't go out today. It'll go out tomorrow. This little stuff will probably go out today if I get time to get it packed up before I have to go into class. Otherwise, I'll have it picked up tomorrow. So with that, eBay, we fully expected to pay 12 to 13% in fees on eBay, and it surprised us when we didn't. eBay actually charged 12% up to $2,500 on that sale. Above $2,500, they only charged 2.75% from $25 to $59.99.99. Overall, that made for the total fee on that one to be 6.6%, which was crazy because we were anticipating 12 to 13%. Basically, I had said I was going to pay $800 in fees in my mind, and that's why I priced it where I priced it. When it came back at only $396 in fees, I was super happy because that's a lot more profit into our pockets. So we really did sell 11 items for $7,000. I don't have much into them. If you want to break it down per item, you know, I've only got $50 maybe, nah, more than that. 200 into 5,000, whatever that comes out to be. Yeah, really. I don't have much into it. I've got $25 if you want to do it that way. But the tripod is the reason I bought that lot. Everything else was the gravy on top. I knew the tripod would make our money back. I knew it would sell in a month, 2 months, 3 months, somewhere in there. I knew it wouldn't take a long time. The sell-through rate on those things was very high. There was only a couple listed. There's not a huge market for $6,000 tripods, obviously. It's carbon fiber. It is professional level. Even the places that I called here local to Cincinnati, Cincinnati is a large city, places I called that were local here said, that's outside of our range. You'll have to find somebody that's in a professional level type place to test that. So there's not a huge market for that, but I knew that with only 3 or 4 of them listed, but there was like 18 sold in the past 90 days. So I knew that with that, I was going to sell it. It was going to eventually sell, and I priced it, aggressively. I would say I was the second lowest one listed, but I was the fullest functioning one, or had the most parts with mine, because there's a lot of accessories that you can have with these. So I knew it would sell, and I knew it would sell pretty well. It took about a month and a half of having it listed to finally get it to sell. That's fine. That's perfectly fine. It's been about 3 months that we've had the entire lot, maybe 4 that we've had that entire videography lot. But that was on me, because it took me 2 months to even get it up to the place and get it back from the place. We've had a lot going on with family members and whatnot, so that's why that happened. But overall, I can't complain. I cannot complain whatsoever, because we'll make a ton of money off of that lot. An update on one of the videos that I had previously, the multimeter. I posted it in one of the eBay thrifter groups or eBay reseller groups. I don't even remember the name of it. There's so many of them, and I can't remember which one I posted in, but it's a rather large group, and dozens and dozens of people commented, and all of them had the same thing to say, was, did you check to make sure that it was the same product that they sent back to you? And there it is. That's the multimeter, the $500 multimeter. You might recall we sold it. The guy asked for a return. We said, sorry, you opened it. Now it's open box, and it's not worth as much as it was before. We're going to decline your return. I had said we don't do free returns. We don't do returns, period. It's not just we don't do free returns. We just don't do returns. I know there's a way to do it to where the buyer pays for return shipping, but we just don't do returns. If something shows up not as described, obviously we will work with the buyer. We have had things show up broken. I get it. It happens. Sometimes the stuff that we get, we can't test because it's new in the box. So we just had it the other day. A cheaper, lower dollar camera showed up. They said, hey, it didn't work. We took it out. It didn't work. It was $20. We just refunded them. Said, sorry. There's obviously no way we could test that. So, we dealt with that. But with this particular instance, he said he wanted to return it because it showed up to the lab and it wasn't the one that he thought it was. So he needed to return it. I took it out of the box. I verified the serial number that's in the box is what is on the box. So it is the product that he did get sold. One thing we did find out was I had never looked at his profile. I went ahead and looked at his profile, and lo and behold, he sells the same products that he bought. He sells this same product. So I'm not sure what exactly was going on there. I feel like something weird was happening. I'm not going to do anything with that multimeter for a while. I'm going to hang on to it. I'm going to see what happens. But I let him reach out to me because, like I told you before, he put it back in the box and said refused on the box, even though he admitted he opened the box and he retaped it. That's not how post office returns go. That's not legal. That's defrauding the post office. I don't know if mail fraud is the right term after looking up legally what the term mail fraud means, but he definitely defrauded the post office out of money by trying to return it that way. So with that, we're going to wait. We're going to see what he says. And then if he says anything, we'll wait probably 90 days is my guess before we do anything with that multimeter and see what happens and just kind of go with that. But short of that, 11 items, $7,000. What a great weekend. Now it has really screwed up my eBay metrics because, you know, that little chart you see where you sell stuff every day. Oh, it's all screwed up because, you know, $7,000 in one day versus, you know, $50 the next day. It's been a slow weekend, volume-wise. Dollar-wise, no. It's been a slow weekend, volume-wise. We've only done 11 items, whereas normally I would have expected to do, the last time we shipped was Friday afternoon. So I would have expected to do somewhere in the neighborhood of 20 items. 15 to 20 is kind of where I would expect to be today. That's where I would expect to be. So to only do 11, yes, the volume is down. I'm not freaking out. Obviously, we're still going to hit our metrics and our numbers for the month. I think we'll be fine. Our shed, the update on the shed, we did not get delivery of it last week. It was 37 degrees in here when I got it here. I am freezing. We got 7 inches of snow yesterday. We were supposed to get 2. They gave us 7. Thank you for that. I'm ready for the shed to come. The worry is we're supposed to get more snow on Wednesday, and I've talked with the delivery person. It is supposed to come Thursday. So I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen. I got to text that guy and say, hey, what are our alternatives just in case we can't get in here with this delivery on Thursday. So I went ahead and I got the heater. I'm excited about that. There's my heater. It came in from Home Depot. You can actually order these, and I'll give a review for you guys who are like working out of garages or spaces that may not have a heat air condition functionality. This came from Home Depot, and it's supposed to be a DIY system. I'll give a review on it in another video, but I did want to show that to you. It wasn't cheap. It was $1,200. I'm not exactly excited about paying $1,200 for a heater, obviously, but it says it's DIY. I know how HVAC works. I know how AC works, and it has heat and AC built into it. So we'll see how DIY it really is. It says a couple hours, and any schmuck can do it. So I'm going to give it a go. But the update is that by this time next week, I should have a shed here on site, and I hope to have, by the end of the weekend, I hope to have the electrical roughed out, at least roughed out, if not, on the way to being finished. I'm worried that with the weather turning cold as it did, and that it will remain cold for weeks, that I won't be able to trench and get a wire from where I need to the shed. I don't know. We may have to just temporarily run an above ground cable to power the shed, which I know doesn't meet code, but hey, it is what it is. I've got some heavy duty RV cable that I can do this with, and I feel comfortable that nothing's going to burn down. I'm going to, wire it up like I would normally, and instead of feeding it with a in the ground cable, I will run an above the ground cable temporarily until spring, and just kind of plug that into the box, wire it into the box, and use rollovers so that it doesn't get smashed on rocks or anything like that. And I know it's out there, and no one's coming into my yard, and no one should be coming into my yard without me knowing anyway. So I'm not concerned about it, but that's neither here nor there. We'll get to that in another video as far as installation of that goes. I am kind of excited about it because I want to get out of this hellhole. It just drives me nuts every time we come in here because I want to clean up. I want to do something with this, but I don't want to spend the time or the effort in taking it all out, reorganizing it when I know the shed will be here soon. I want to get this cleaned up and get it organized too. But again, the shed will be here like any minute. So we'll get into that into other videos. But for now, that's what I got for you. As always, subscribe, hit the bell, get updates on when we do new videos, and comment below. Alec, I saw your comment from last week. I'm glad that we could help you out in getting in one of the Facebook groups. I think it was the Trash to Cash podcast. It might have been the Thrift to Resell group. I can't remember. But I remember you commented that you had some slow sales, and my suggestion was that you were in categories that were highly contested. Hats. I saw that you had a lot of hats, and that's the reason why I said that. You had a ton of hats, and hats for us are a terrible seller. I have never been successful with selling hats. I probably have 10 hats in inventory right now, and they don't sell quickly, and they are a highly contested category. So with those, I would definitely recommend promoting those and raising your price just a little bit. Don't be the lowest priced one, but be the first seen. Being the first seen is far more important in my mind's eye than being the lowest priced. Having one that looks professional, having a listing that looks professional, the hat looks clean, everything about it looks right, and being fairly priced, but being seen is far more important than being the lowest price and having all those other metrics met, but being further down on the list because you may not be seen unless that buyer sorts by price. So in my mind's eye, I would rather pay a little more to get the item sold, but actually make a profit, rather than hang on and not get the item sold for pennies of a profit in the meantime. Turn that dollar into another dollar today rather than hold on to it to try to turn it into $1.10 tomorrow or the next day on the idea that you may be able to do that. So that's my advice. Thanks, Alec, for the comment. Gave a little bit of a spiel on that. Anyway, subscribe, like, do all the different stuff that you do. Bleep, bloop, down below. Tell us what's up. But until then, Angie's inside. She's recovering from being sick. She had a little head cold, so that's why you didn't see her or hear me talk about her. Normally, she would be out here pulling stuff for me, but I had to do it myself. It's so hard. But hopefully, she'll be out here to do it the next week, and we will see you on the next one.